What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm going to talk about how I feel like, in my own opinion, as human beings, we don't really have free will like that. I feel like we don't have the freedom or like the free will to do whatever we want to do in our own choices. I feel like all of our circumstances are kind of controlled in a way. So what I mean by that is, like, again, just the fact that you have a nervous system, that means you can feel pain. If I were to have a knife and cut myself in the neck, I'll feel pain, right? That's a fucking nervous system. If you don't eat for a certain amount of days, your body gets hungry. That's the nervous system. When you don't drink water for a certain amount of weeks, months, you'll pass out. You'll damage the human body. Keyword, damage the human body. That's the nervous system. And that's one of the reasons why I feel that's one of the reasons why I feel like, as human beings, we don't have free will like that, because our human body, it limits us so much where we can't even do the things we want to do. As human beings, we're pretty much animals. We're just limited in this human vessel. So the best way we could do is just try to use it to the best of our ability. Now that's a physical aspect. Now I'm gonna get more into detail. So, for example, some human beings, they have bad eyesight. So if your vision gets blurry, if you can't see, some human beings are born blind. Some human beings are naturally born with poor eyesight. That could be dealing with, like, families, generation. That could be dealing with generational family, fucking genetics or some shit. But me, I wear contact lenses, so I used to wear glasses, but I am gonna get LASIK eye surgery in the future. But it does get fucking annoying how, like, you could be born, right, and then you could have very weak eyesight to the point where you can't even see certain shit at a distance. Like, how is God gonna create a human body where the human body can't even sustain itself, or the human body is unstable in itself? In my opinion, the human body is like a bastard creation, because a lot of people, like, the human, it's so easy for the human flesh to deteriorate. When you get older, you die off. When you get older, the human body gets a lot weaker. When you get older, you can't do as much exercise, or you can't walk around or move around as much the older you get. That's a bastard creation. This is why some people, when they're born, they can't see. Their eyesight is very fucked up. My eyesight's fucked up because it's part of the creation. That's a bastard creation, you know? Some human beings were born deformed, you know? Some human beings were born with a fucking disability. That's a bastard creation, you know? But also, and I'm not talking about people, I'm not talking about certain people are born bastard creations. I'm talking about every human beings. We're all bastard creations. That's my opinion. But when it comes to the spiritual side of it, when it comes to astrology, or like these planetary influences, when it comes to the spiritual side, I also feel like we don't have free will, because when it comes to spirituality, when you have full moons, like Mercury in retrogrades, again, you have these full moon cycles, you have like Mars and the certain zodiac signs. A lot of people tend to act up emotionally. That's when you purge out a lot of trauma. That's when you're healing the emotional body. That's when all your triggers come to the surface. Like right now we're having a full moon in Leo, and my mental state, my emotional body was acting perfectly fine until now. All of a sudden, I'm getting a lot of headaches. I feeling mentally stressed out. I'm overthinking, and like I feel a lot of negative energy coming my way, and a lot of triggers and traumas that I thought I healed from, they're coming to the surface. And all that happened because of the full moon in Leo. Now that's a prime example of why I believe we don't have free will, because astrology controls our free will. Every Mercury retrograde, people act up. Even the electronics act up all over the fucking world. That's a prime example of astrology controlling our free will. You know? I feel like astrology, it gives us a clue or a hint that God or the universe or whoever created humans, whoever created this whole existence, that gives these astrological planetary influences, it gives us clues and hints on why we don't have free will like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's a huge issue no one really talks about. I feel like, no, I understand people have their own beliefs and opinions, and I haven't studied too much into astrology, but in my opinion, it's not that hard to point out that like it's quite obvious that astrology controls our free will. It's just obvious. It controls our emotional body. I never understood how God or the creator, they'll constantly put a lot of human beings through abuse or through traumatizing situations where everyone is walking around traumatized, right? But yet the purpose of the human experience is always heal the human is to always heal the emotional body. If trying to heal the emotional body is so important so you can attract abundance, money, love, the things you want and desire in this human bullshit experience, right? Why is it that God constantly wants to put humans through traumatic experiences? So for the sole purpose of us to heal from it over and over again. I'm 25, but I've been going through a healing process since I was like, well, since my whole life pretty much. Because growing up, God put me God put me through a lot of abusive family members, through a lot of abusive people, and that created a lot of trauma and traumatic experiences within me. And I didn't know any of that until I got older, until I learned about spirituality, until I learned about spiritual generational curses and shit. You know, I feel like God will hide a lot of information. I feel like God hides a lot of spiritual information from people until they're ready to know the spiritual information. This is why when you do the best you can to attract money and abundance, you don't get it because it's God and spirit trying to block you from your success. This is where I'm coming from. This is why I feel like we don't have free will. You could do all the right things all you want. You could use law of attraction, but until then, if you're still not getting the results you want, more than likely it's because the spirit and God holding you back. But just the fact that we even have to use law of attraction, just the fact that we have to use techniques so we can attract certain abundance into our lives, just the fact that we got to heal the human body, just the fact that we got to heal our traumatic experiences, that in itself is proof that we don't have free will because God and the creator and the universe, they put us in these abusive situations so we could be traumatized in the first place. If we really did have free will, if control never existed, me and everyone else wouldn't be put into these abusive traumatic situations to where we become traumatized so we can heal from it over and over and over again, damn near our whole lives, just so we could get the things we want out of life, which is shallow, which is fucking money, which is not real, which is paper money, which is material items, you know? But that's all I gotta say, man. It's a quick video. I will go more into detail tomorrow, but I'm just releasing my anger out. Like, comment, subscribe, peace.